Tony, how would you deal with clients who might think they need to be evacuated, but there's actually no such need?
Yeah, and that's really where our service, or what we do, really comes into its own, is that we provide them access to qualified expertise so we can help them understand the process, because everybody's risk tolerance, everybody's risk appetite varies immensely. You know, it could be different to a company, to an individual. We help them because if you're on holidays, you may not have seen the news, you may not even be aware of that country or even the bigger picture, but where you're standing and where you're looking, it's a priority event and you think you need to get out of the country. So we help them navigate and educate them and inform them, and then at the end of the day, if they've still exceeded their risk appetite and their risk threshold, then we can help them, because individuals may be far greater exposed than a group as well. So we help them navigate it and then execute it if required.
Rochelle, how about you? How do you deal with clients who say that, hey, we need to get out here, this is really unreasonable, we're not happy with this level of service or whatever it is? How do you deal with these sorts of clients?
We try to pacify them, of course, as much as we could, and also look for alternative plans for them, like staying on the same hotels or in a different city, how to actually help them to make some other arrangement to ensure that they are actually at a very safe place, and rearrange their flight. We do all the services for them. And
all this, they have to understand, comes at a cost, or they expect you to cover it all?
Frankly, for the Europe-Ash airport closure, I think they were able to claim from travel insurance a certain amount, and then when they are back to Singapore, we actually assist them with all the claims.
Okay, Jai, you're going to say something?
Can I take up from what Rochelle and Tony said? You're out in a country which is affected. You may be there, but you may have no access to information that's breaking. What we would recommend most Singaporeans to do before they go on a travel is, like what Rochelle said, comprehensive medical travel insurance. Also, please e-register with the ministry. This is easy. Many Singaporeans, unfortunately, do not do this. I think in 2008, we had something like 20 million travels made by Singaporeans overseas. And we had only about 200,000 people who e-registered. Wow. That makes it very difficult for the ministry to do forward planning. And some of the benefits of e-registering, very clear-cut. If there's a crisis in the area that you're in, we will make a cold call to you to ask you about your well-being, to ensure that you do not need any assistance, and if you do need assistance, we will reach out to you.
Do you find that Singaporeans understand the need to do this?
Actually, now we're encouraging all our customers to e-register before they go on the trip, and also on the travel insurance coverage, everything, we actually advise them, and even for our company, we provide an e-phone number. That means this emergency number is 24 hours, and in case of any problems or crisis, they can just contact us.
Thank you. Tony, last word to you. Where shouldn't we travel to this June holidays?
Well, there's no such thing as nowhere that you shouldn't travel to with the appropriate measures in place. But the obvious locations, we're going to see union strikes. We've already seen some airline strikes, Air India most recently. We've seen British Airways and so on. There is still a lingering issue of a volcano in the European area. There's also temperate changes. Some people may be travelling from a very warm climate to somewhere where it's very cold, where they have snowstorms and all sorts of things. They also need to be aware of things that have been lingering for a long time, whether they be the Pakistans, the Afghanistans, the Iraqs, the usual suspects. But there's a lot of different things that you can still navigate. The most dangerous places in the world and even the most safest countries in the world still have problems, because bad things happen to good people all the time.
All right. Thank you all very much for joining us. Now, with globalization and increased travel, it should not be a surprise if Singaporeans find themselves caught in a crisis situation overseas, but being prepared for it can lower any risk which might arise when things go wrong. The Consumer Association of Singapore CASE advises all consumers to read the terms and conditions properly, understand refund and cancellation policies before you travel. Remember travel insurance and be prepared for the unexpected. Any comments, please email us at talkingpoint@channelnewsasia.com. Join us again next Sunday. Good night.